Bridget Bartlett here. I am the president of visionmarketinganddesign.com, and today is live Q&A day. So let me go ahead and invite some members in here with me. Let me go ahead and invite them in. Hello, hello. While everyone is joining us, let me go ahead and show you around the training program that I have available here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So if you're not a member yet, you can join. It's totally free. Go to visionmarketinganddesign.com and you can, there's a button up here. I'm actually logged in now, but there's a button to allow you to register. You do need to have let me pull up my other window here. You do need to have a Builderall account to be a member, because that is the tools that we use for the program for both our own businesses and our clients. So you do have to be a member. If this is your first time joining, you can access the live broadcast here on the live page. And you can either watch from here or on Fridays, which is today. You can click here to join the Zoom with us. Okay, so I see some people are joining. That's super exciting. And if you want to access any of the replays, you can do that here in the replays section, and they're organized by category. Or if you're looking for maybe yesterday's training, you're not sure what it was about, you can access that on my YouTube channel or the Telegram channel. And if you are brand new and you want to download the Getting Started guide, you can do that here. I do have some courses for you. Again, this is all free. There's no crazy upsells like most programs that you join. All you need is Builderall tools. That's it. So these are the courses that you have available. These are full-blown courses, most of them with templates, most of them with workbooks and guides and all of that stuff. So lots of resources in there. If you're interested in private coaching, you can schedule that here. You can also apply to be a freelancer. And this is the biggest thing that makes vision marketing stand out above everyone else, because not only do I train you on how to use the Builderall tools, how to do digital marketing, but I also give you work. Okay, so we are an agency. We build our businesses on Builderall, but there are a lot of Builderall users who maybe don't want to learn how to build a website. They just need a website built for them, or they need emails managed or written or whatever. And so we provide that service for Builderall users. So if you are not a freelancer yet, and maybe you're like, oh, I'm learning Builderall tools for like 2 years, I'm not really making money yet, this is the opportunity for you. So definitely go here, apply as a freelancer. You can check any of these boxes that you want to offer clients. And you can also tell me, are you beginner, intermediate, or advanced? It doesn't, just because you're not advanced doesn't mean that you won't get client work. Okay, so just be honest. Give me some URLs of some examples of things that you've worked on, and then of course any additional information that you want to share. Now, here's the cool thing. This is a training program. So as you learn new tools or as you advance your skills, you want to come back here and update your freelancer profile. So after you've applied, all you need to do is go back to the apply page, and you can actually enter your email address and click update skills on your freelancer application. And you'll see here that it brings up your profile, and then you can check any of these boxes that are relevant to you. Okay, so super, super cool. And then of course, if you want to check out, or first of all, if you want to be an affiliate of our services, you can do that. And it is a 30% commission for any of the services. So if you send someone your link for maybe social media management or a 10-page website, you will earn 30% commission. Okay, so if you want to access the events calendar, you'll see here that we do have live coaching Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click here and get the links. I also created a Builderall resources page for you. So if you're brand new to Builderall, you can click here to get started. You can also get all the links for the training and meetings. We do have some affiliate resources here. A lot of people don't know this exists, but you do have like all of the Builderall branding guide here. And you also have the resource board where you can access a ton of resources to promote Builderall if you want to be an affiliate. Okay, so there's videos, email swipes, presentations, graphics, so many things. There's also let me close out of this. There's also a really cool website here that will actually tell you 200 things you can do with Builderall. So if you are struggling to kind of figure out like, oh my gosh, there's 40 plus tools, I don't even know what to do with all of these things, how do I get started? Kind of scroll through this page and check out some videos and see, I don't know, maybe that's what I want to do. This will kind of help you walk through all the options because it can be overwhelming. I mean, you see just right here, there's 200, right? So there's a lot of choices. You can also check out the knowledge base for any video tutorials or a glossary. Maybe we're using terms you don't understand. You can check that out. And of course, if you want to check out any of the information and products training or network marketing training with the Builderall Niche Marketing Specialist, you can do that there. So let me stop sharing now and say hello to everyone. Hello, hello. How are you all? I'm trying to move this so that I can look straight and see all of your faces at the same time. So how is it going? What questions do you have for me? How can I help you?
Hi, Bridget. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I missed last week. It was Mom's birthday, so we were busy with that.
Well,
Um,
some
I wanted
more
to
important.
thank you first. Huh?
I said
What
some
did you
things are
say?
more important.
Yeah, she was excited, but I want to thank you so much for creating the agency site training you're doing. It's great. It's helping me a lot to think of things and put things together. I had to miss yesterday. I don't know if that was the last day because I did watch the video, and I was wondering, it was that the last day, or you're gonna give us the download link for that? You said you were gonna share code or something.
Yeah, I am going to give you guys the opportunity to get that template, but I actually sent out a proposal for the graphics. I don't have time to do them. So I thought, what a great opportunity to send out another proposal to the team. So I did get some really cool, um, I don't know what you would call them, basically I asked for, an example, like one example of a graphic they would create and then how much that they would give me. So maybe their own proposal or response to my proposal. So I got a few responses and I was super impressed. I was like, whoa, I really have an awesome team. I'm super excited about that. So I will be choosing, I gave 48 hours to respond because that's kind of how we're doing this proposal process. Each time I send out a proposal, it has the job details, and then there's always a time limit on, when to respond. So I always like to have an example of something relevant that I'm asking for, or like in this case, just, create one, show me what you do with it. Because I don't really like to, especially something like graphics, I don't like to put restrictions on it. I want you to use your talent. I want to see what you do with it, So I sent that out. I said, just send me one back. And I wanted to give 48 hours so they had time to create a graphic and then give me a quote. So I will be choosing one of those people by the end of the day. And I actually have 2 more proposals I'm sending out today for website builds. So definitely business is growing
I wish
like
I, I
crazy.
wish I wish I had some skills. I don't have any yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on learning, but one it takes time. It takes time,
It
especially
does.
when you're distracted with other things. So that's not good. But I have just a small question about logos. I'm having a hard time creating logos. Is there a place that you recommend that is besides Fiverr, somewhere that I can create my own? Do you ever consider that, or Fiverr the best place to go?
You want to create your own or you want somebody to create it for you?
I wanted to create it, but what do you recommend?
Well, I did do a training in this series here, how to create a logo. So the Vision Local Marketing logo that I created,
Yeah,
I did that in a training. So did you
yeah,
watch that?
yeah, I did. I did. I've watched them all. But the thing is, with that, I want to every time I try to put it, because remember, I do use Builderall, but I'm using something else because I have to. It's part of a marketing thing with the product that I'm an affiliate to. They
Yeah.
developed a whole marketing system with a whole platform that looks a lot like Builderall, to be honest. But anyway, I think some things were copied. Don't tell anyone, but that's what it looks like to me.
Uh,
But I'm trying to put that logo on that site and it's just not sizing correctly. And I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? And I saw that the one you did with the map and the overlay. I love that, by the way. I want to get to that level where I could see something and then produce something like that, because it was your thought process was really interesting. And I'm trying to do that, except when I try to use it and I made it large, I made it small, it just doesn't appear correct on the site. So it's something probably other than we can handle here. Yeah, I
Well, and
did.
it could be something like, because I don't know the builder. It could be something like, when I think you were in Builder all like 3 years ago, right? Like when we had Pixel Perfect and it
Oh
was like
wow,
still
yeah.
kind of beta. It could be something wonky like that with the builder too. So maybe try to upload it to just a playground page on Cheetah and see, is it the image or is it the builder?
Okay. No, your training was great. It helped me understand. I already had Canva, so it helped me really use and push myself to use more of my pro features. But thanks, all your training has been great. Thank
Thanks.
you.
I am
Yeah, look,
definitely, if
Ray
I'm
is
sorry.
shaking his head yes. Ray is shaking his head yes. Big thumbs up.
I am definitely a Canva fan, big time. And I not only do I just love its ability and the templates and all the just super easy options, but I love the team aspect of it. Like I can invite people to my account to help me manage some things, and I can share the template really easy. I can do presentations and it's just like, I'm sure that more advanced graphic designers, they like other things like Adobe and different things. And I know Roth Riva, he loves PicMonkey. It's really a preference, but for my business, I love Canva. I really do. Plus,
Yeah.
I've already spent all this time learning it. You know how it is, that learning curve. It's like I'll be whether Builderall's great or not, I'm gonna have to ride this out because I know it too well. So I'm never gonna. It's kind of like WordPress people when they don't want to, or the CF when they want to come to Builderall. It's like, oh, there's a learning curve. It's just easier to stay where you're at.
But watching you do it really helped me go to the next level on it and feel more confident. I'm not
Good.
good at all at any of these tools, but I'm working towards it. So
You know
thank
what?
you.
Sometimes I feel like I mean, everybody's like, Bridget, oh, that's your website's great and everything. But honestly, I still, it's like that imposter syndrome that I think never goes away. You're
Yeah.
just always like, even in client, consultations and things, I'm like, oh, this is a big project. Can I really do this? Oh my gosh, can I really do this? And I always do it. I figure it out. It's the imposter thing. We all have it. I'm sure you're a lot more talented than you give yourself credit for.
Trying. I'm learning from you. Thank you.
Mhm. How are you, Ray?
I am good. I
Good.
I've been pulled away from any kind of development for a while lately, medical and different things in the family. So I haven't been able to devote any of the time that I want to, hardly any of the time that I want to devote lately. But I'm loaded with questions when you're ready for a question.
Go right ahead. You
Okay.
drive the content today.
First question is recently Terry did a good thing on a video. If you go out to the more on video on the knowledge base. You can see the latest knowledge base entries that have been there, and they're dated. And so the last 3 or 4 days or week or so, Terry had one on rulers and making sure that you can align horizontally and vertically. I'd like to go further than that. If you if you could answer, is there a way? Let's say you have 4 buttons and they're here and they're on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If you put the ruler there and where you want it, maybe to the left, and you align all those buttons on the left-hand side, they're aligned, but they're not exactly, and it's sometimes hard to get the distance vertically between them. Well, in fumbling around, I found that if you select one and then shift click the second one, you've got a block of 2, and then you can ask them to be aligned vertically or horizontally. What if you had 4?
You could do the same thing.
Well, when I select the third one, the first one goes away. In
You have
other
to
words, I'm
keep,
successful in selecting first, second, and I do the third one, the first one goes away.
you have to keep the shift key held down and then click them.
Yeah.
And you should see it highlight in blue, but if you don't, it should still be selected. So let me actually, looks like we have a lot of people coming in. And just before, you guys help me keep the time, because at 2:45 today, I have to get off here. I have such a, I want to tell you guys the crazy things that are happening right now because our business right now is absolutely exploding, and there are big time influencers who are coming to me like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're doing this. I've been dying to build my business on Builderall, but I just don't have the time to learn it. And that's the theme. And so now they want to outsource all of their stuff, but that's why I'm always saying, you guys, I have so much work for you. And it would bring me so much joy to bring you all the work, as opposed to like, Fiverr or something like that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I'm just super excited. Not only am I excited about, by the way, I am opening up my Cheetah page right now, Ray. I'm going to show you actually what it looks like. I'm really excited, not just about my business growing, but I'm really excited that I am going to give you guys the opportunity to use all of this time you spent learning these tools to make money. That's the thing. That's the key. I know, Ray, we've talked about this a lot. When your spouse is like, hey, that's great, you're learning this, but are you making any money yet? And that's everybody. That's how we all feel. So I'm just really excited to be able to give you the opportunity. So let's go to, I want to add 4 buttons, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. All right, so we have all these buttons here. I'm just going to kind of get them like this. Okay, so you want to hold down the shift key and then left click on the button, and you'll see that that appears, right? Just keep that shift key held down. Don't let it go. And then click the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then you can align them vertically like this. Okay, so you let go, and then they all line up. But you're right about the space in between. What I've seen some people do is like they'll duplicate. I'm sorry?
Can't you use that other, align them horizontally or whatever it is?
Yeah, you could. So if we wanted to do, I'm going to hold the shift key down, and then I'm going to select, left click there, and then I'm going to click here, and then I'm keeping the shift key held down.
Right.
And then now I want to align horizontally. But see, it's going to align in the row. Do you see what I'm saying? So it put it on top of each other. But if we had it like this, and then we wanted to hold down the shift key and left click and left click and left click and left click, then we can align them horizontally like that. Now it lines up straight.
But you can't do both. For instance, I can see now that the distance between them is varying. And how would you get them exact? Can you go through this process again to do the?
Yeah, I honestly, I wish there was a better way to do this, but here's a little hack that some people have done. They'll take maybe a button like this, and they'll like shrink it down a little bit to get the space in between that they want. And then they'll kind of do this. And then like if you duplicated that, it would give you that spacing, right? So you could actually go through if you want. I mean, if you really wanted to make it exact, you could do this, and then we could put that there. Let's duplicate that again. And then, so we'll put that there, and then we'll move our button here. And then if we aligned all of these, so let's do, I'm going to hold the shift key down, and I'm going to left click and left click and left click and left click and left click. And then, oops, I'm hiding back there. So let me go up here and then click here. All right, now hopefully it's still selected, and then we'll align them. So now they are aligned, but you would just go through and delete these, right? So that's a little hack. You could also use these roller guides if you want to and say, okay, there's, two.
That's not very accurate, but still.
The roller guides?
Well, unless you have a way of zooming in and getting them very accurate on the ruler. Are you exactly, is it snapping to the ruler?
Yeah, it will. If you see how you move it up and it does snap to it. See if I move it down, it kind of, like you can see that it kind of like wants to go. There we go. See, I move it up like that and then it just, like it'll pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In previous applications, like Visual Studio and Photoshop,
Mhm.
there's a horizontal and a vertical alignment that is just snap, and you've got it. You can do it
Yeah.
both real quickly. But, and maybe Canva has it. Maybe I can do the, I don't know.
Yeah, Canva. I think that, yeah, but this, yeah, it will. If you like, let me show you. Let me do this again here and show you horizontally. So if you had like this ruler here,
Yeah.
so let's say, I mean, if you really want to be specific, you could do this like every 2 lines, you know, you're going to make sure that it's lined up, right? And then you want your button here. So let's like move this down. And so when I go to move that up, see it stops it. It'll pause for a second.
Right.
But then if I wanted everything lined up like this, now I'm like creating a grid with the ruler, right? So if I want it to be lined up and I go to move this here and I want it to be like in the intersection of this line and this line, then I can just drop it here and it wants to stop it, right? So like if I go over here and I'm lining all these things up, it stops it like that.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
In the interest of time, I know you're wanting to do other things. Is there a way to duplicate a block of like 4 buttons and you want to do 4 more buttons? Mm-hmm. Can you highlight those and not save it to your personal thing and then?
I think if you let me share this here. I think let's just try this, because you know if I don't know, we'll try it. I think if you put it in a box though, that it will duplicate, but I'm not positive. So stop doing that. Okay, so let's try to put this in the box. And of course, we need to make sure it's connected to our box. So let's just do this. And let's duplicate. And there you go.
Okay. And if you wanted to, you take them out of a box or just leave the box.
It's always better if you want these to be together like this, it's better to keep them in the box, but you can always remove this frame and then make it an invisible box. But it's better when you have the buttons, because then when you go over to the mobile view, then all the buttons will stay together and you're not going to be struggling trying to move them around on the panel.
Could I ask you the follow-up question? I don't want to take any more time, but this is quick and it was really important. Let's forget about this, except leave your sandbox up there. And what do you, how do you know how deep to make a panel for desktop versus mobile? Because I had a panel that cut off when I got to the mobile. I mean, it's just, zoop, it was halfway.
Usually, if you're just doing one panel, you really need, so let me find a good way to explain this. So if you see here, I'm using this panel, the extent of the editing area, right? So, and all I mean by that is I just pulled this down because there's a white space here, right? That white space behind there is nothing. So if I don't have a header and a footer on here and I have any white space here, it's going to show on the website. So this needs to fill the screen that it's on. So typically you want to have like 1,000 on the height, right? But you can reduce that if you have a header and a footer. So you just want to make sure that it's at least covering the size of the editor here, the size of the area. So like if I wanted to move this panel up like this, it would probably still be okay as long as I had a header and footer attached that would take up this space.
Okay, but when you go to mobile, they stack differently. Is there a selection for, you know, I know there are some settings that you can select for mobile only.
You can go to mobile and you can still adjust the panel size. So just make sure that you're choosing the panel, you know, it shows up here. So we can click, and then now we're editing the panel. And then you can go to, where's the minimum height? So if I wanted to make this larger, of course, it's not going to do it right now for some reason. I think I'm not on the panel. I'm in this box. So I think it's not adjusting because I'm not really sure why it's not adjusting in reality. But I think it's because I think you need to adjust. So for example, let's say I added more space down here to this. I think it's not adjusting just because it doesn't need to. I can't really explain why it's not adjusting, to be honest.
That's all right.
But if you had like an iframe in here or something, like, so this is boxed in, right? So if I needed to add space here at the bottom, I could do that with putting it in the box. So like go here, you can go to lateral spacing and adding space like that. I mean, there's lots of options. And usually like if you had the iframe and you needed to make the space bigger, if you went to the actual panel here and you went to edit, then you adjust the minimum spacing, and then it will expand all of that.
Okay.
I hope that unclear explanation.
I'm just fighting. I've got a website that is good now in the desktop, but I'm trying to adjust it to make it right for the mobile and just.
Yeah, there's mobile is kind of a little it's like a skill in its own kind of, because it's not, I mean, you can go to mobile and you can always adjust it and make it look good, but you know, learning to use those transparent boxes to keep the elements together, that's really important for the mobile. But it's also important for other devices. So it's like you could put, like I just showed you here, these 4 buttons. You could put them without the frame and it would be fine if you didn't have a lot of elements, and you could go to the mobile and you could move things around and you could, you know, make it look good. But you can never control what it looks like on a Note 9 or a Galaxy 10 or an Apple or a tablet or, you know, desktop screens that are this size and this size and this size. But when you put them in a frame like that, then it gives it control. So no matter what device it's being viewed on, it's going to keep those elements together.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Alfredo?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate all the trainings you do, and I'm watching I'm watching every training of you. I have a quick question. When I have a video put into an iframe, when I take it from the desktop to the mobile view, sometimes I have the nice pictures, and sometimes I have a smaller pictures with on top and below black something. How can I do to adjust to have the whole video? The video is hosted on a Builderall platform.
Exactly like I was just saying. And let me actually go to,
Thank you.
Let me grab an iframe here.
Yeah.
Go to my video.
I embed it into an iframe, and sometimes I got a nice picture, the whole mobile view, and sometimes it's smaller picture and black side and below and top is black. How can I set up?
It's because when you do that, the iframe is larger than the file in there. Okay. So if you get a little techie in it, you can actually, if you look at the code, you can always see like the size. I mean, if you really wanted to do that and then adjust that way. But I'm going to show you a different way here. So let me share my screen. Oops.
I was watching Frank Jimenez platform sells video in that kind of funnel. On that funnel, the video is looking very nice on the mobile view. It's full picture.
So let's go. I'm going to pull in the iframe here. I just copied a video from my host here. Okay. So I'm going to add the embed code.
Is there any difference when you embed the URL and embed the document on the iframe?
I'm so sorry I didn't hear you because I forgot to turn the autoplay off and it started playing. Okay. Say that one more time.
Is there any difference when you're using an iframe, when you embed it using the URL versus document embed?
Yes.
There are some differences. Like if you use the embed URL, and believe me, I am so far from being like the most techie person when it comes to all these things. And this is why I originally gravitated towards Builderall to begin with, because I'm certainly not an expert in these things. But just to break it down to you, when I was talking about like how you can kind of look at the code and see things, you can take this code right here and see how it says the width is 100% and the height is 100%. If you use the actual embed code, you can manipulate this a little bit. So that's one way. But you'll see here, the embed code, it just has like, so you have like the dimensions there. You also have like the actual URL. You have the parameters of allowing the frame and all of that. So there's things that you can manipulate by using the embed doc. But if you use the URL, you can click here you can click here to use the inline HTML, and that makes it appear better. And to be quite honest, I can't even tell you the techie reason it does, but Shelly told me that one time, and I've just rode out with what she said because she knows way more about that than I do. So this, what I'm doing here, you see this, see the black space around? That's because the video inside is that size. But you need to make sure that the iframe is the same size, right? Because that's how you get rid of that black space. So I'm just going to move this around. So let's say this is what we like on desktop, right? If I go to, let me delete some of these things so it doesn't show on the mobile. But what we want to do is go to the mobile. Delete this. And I'm going to go to mobile. And now you see, this is what you were looking at before, where you had the black space.
I don't want to have that black.
Right. So what you need to do is go to, here's where I was talking about the minimum size, and you can adjust this. Now, you see how as I shrink this in, it gets rid of that black space. So yeah, you kind of want to play with this until there's no more black space. One thing I do recommend though is you can adjust the lateral spacing. So I like to kind of have it not
lateral. That's correct.
Not so close to the edge there. So I might want to shrink it down
so
a
I
little
have to
bit.
play it, adjust this kind to make the whatever is suitable for that.
Right. Yeah, and there are some times though, like when you're adjusting with the iframe, like if you're doing a map or something like that, and the map is like for, it's 1080 by 1920. Well, when you come to mobile, you don't need that wide image, you need a skinny image. So what you can do is actually, you can do a little manipulation with the code like we just did, or you can completely, I might be just going off the rails by telling you this and confusing you, but in that example, you could duplicate. So let's say that I did need that, long skinny version of whatever this iframe is. I could duplicate, and let's say this is going to be the mobile version. And I want to paste in maybe like this, right? Maybe that's how I need it to be for my map. And then when you can hide this here and then go to your mobile version, and you'll still see both the desktop and the mobile. So let's say this is going to be my mobile version. Now I just want to hide the desktop version. So now here I'm going to have my desktop or my mobile version, and then I'm going to have here my desktop version. Right.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
May I have another one? A quick one.
Sure.
I used to work on a WordPress and using Google Tag Manager. In the Cheetah, I saw the Facebook Pixel, the Google Analytics, and the Google Tag Manager. What's the usual way to work with the Cheetah? Just install the Google Tag Manager, and after that, from Google Tag Manager, have the Facebook Pixel conversion and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you want to, let me show you here.
Just install the Google Tag Manager and work after that inside the container.
Yeah, what you need to do is that the main code that you want to paste in, like what it says, the head code, when it says paste in the head, it's going to go in the script settings, because this is going to be for your entire website. So you need to paste the script settings here. Okay. And then they do have these down here, but to be quite honest, I never use these. I always just use the code.
So you just put the head stuff from the Google Tag Manager over here,
Yeah,
and that's it.
That's what I do. I put the head code here in this area, but then the codes that you need to paste in each individual page, you can go to the page settings, and then you want to paste that here where it says page script.
You mean the head from the Google Tag Manager?
The head from the
on the site.
Yeah, the code that you need to put in the header of your website, that needs to be in the script settings here, because that is for your whole website.
Okay.
But the code that you need to paste in each individual page needs to be in the page script settings.
Which code do you mean? I lost you.
There's two codes when you're setting up your Google Tag Manager.
The head and the other one below.
The head and the body, yeah.
The body,
the body is going to be on each individual page. The head code is going to be on the script settings.
Okay, I got you. The head is from the site side of you, and the body from the Google Tag Manager on each page, you mean?
Yes.
So that's the usual way you work on this.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't really deal with just because Google tells you exactly what to do, and I just go there and paste them, and it's fine. I don't honestly, these new options, it's kind of like anything else, we're creatures of habit. And so it's like, that's kind of how I've always done it. And then they added those, and I'm like, okay, I see them, but I don't need them now. So I'm just moving on. So that's literally what I do.
It's not good enough just to put the Google Tag Manager, that kind of GTM or whatever inside below on the site instead of pasting.
It tells you in Google that you need to paste the first code needs to be in the head of your site, and then you need to paste the I'm trying to remember now. You're making me second guess myself. I can't remember because I just did AdSense. AdSense, you have to do every single page. And that when it says, regardless of what code it is, here's the general rule. When it says head, you put it in the site settings. When it says body, you put it in each individual page. I
am a little bit confused because on the site setting, you have two options, the script and copy paste, and below the small insert the GTM number, whatever.
Yeah, and I don't do Google Ads, so I am not an expert with that. So I really can't help you with that, but Jackie is great. She has some really great training. Yeah, she's definitely the Google AdSense person.
Okay, thanks a lot. I have to let you go. At me, it's almost 10 in the night. Okay, have a nice day.
Sure. You too.
Okay.
Fredo, don't go yet. Don't go if you have just a second. Can burst in and show you. If I can share my screen, I'll.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Let's take a second here, maybe. That one.
Ray, are you good with Google Ads?
No, I'm not. I was going to show. Why am I not able to share? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Can you see it? My screen?
Yep.
Okay.
This is, we were talking, the first question you had.
Yeah.
This is the embed video, the URL.
Yeah.
And this is the
iframe. Yeah.
Well, what I have done, because I've had, it hasn't worked out. It didn't show everything. What I have found is the test in Cheetah, you don't see everything until you put it live. And when you go live, some of this allow pause and frame border and the sizes and the 100% and all that doesn't show in the testing when you're testing until you go live. So what I have done though is this is just one of my videos. It's the same video, the same URL and everything, TC, whatever. Yeah. But you can manipulate it better if you copy the embed and not the embed URL, but the embed codes. Yeah. And so what I have done, I've had to do like make a change, like take the looping off or take the autoplay or whatever it is, take and see the difference. And in so doing, I've built like 4 or 5 of these. Hey, let me try it this way. Let me try it this way. Let me try it. And I've copied, rather than copy it into my page, I've copied it into a text file. And see, this is my builder all video hosting.
Notepad, yeah.
And this was unmute. It was not starting the video muted.
Okay.
I beg your pardon. It was starting the video muted and not unmuted. I wanted it unmuted. So after 5 or 6 tries, I didn't actually save it, but I had 5 or 6 of these, and the code that's in there was easy to find out what I wanted. You know, there's picture in picture, allow full screen, yes, you know, whatever. And if you get used to some of those, and then understand that when you test it in the in Cheetah, it doesn't always work like it's going to work when you publish it and send it out.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna play.
A big part of why it mutes like that really has to do with a browser. A lot of browsers do not allow autoplay like that, but you can also remove some of those settings like the autoplay and the, you know, things like before you copy your code.
Hosting, from the builder of hosting. You can do that over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guy. I have to let you go. Have a good day. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, I have 3 minutes. You have anything else for me today?
I have a quick question, Bridget, if you have. Otherwise, I put it in Telegram. It's Christy.
You're good.
Okay. Does it make a difference if we sign up on the marketplace under your affiliate or on your website? Is it both the same?
The Vision Marketing Services is not on the marketplace.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. Then we do that. And then your pictures in Canva, do you always download them to your computer in PNG 700 by 500?
No, not always. It just depends on the project that I'm working on.
Okay, but that's a good size.
I mean, again, it really just depends. It just depends on whatever. I mean, that's a good size for the website template that we were working on.
Okay.
But it just depends.
Okay. All right. But for the pictures you were looking for, that was okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Quick question here. This is Kay.
Hi, Kay.
I wanted to ask you, I got an email from you, and I used the email, the information from the email was talking about the RPM. And so I registered there. I was trying to register through you. I went through the process, and it seemed like it was moving me towards signing up for Builderall again. So I got confused. And so I said, I'm just gonna, before I do anything else, let me ask you first. I'm wondering if I did something wrong. I never saw what I needed to do to start using RPM. It just seemed like it was registering me for Builderall. So I stopped.
It could have been my fault because there's 2 different links to send. And one of them is for people who are already, it kind of bypasses that Builderall part. But I think if you just did you get to the point
And I think I lost you. I'm so sorry if you can hear me.
Yeah. There's 2 different links. So it could be that you got the wrong one. It could be.
Okay.
I'm gonna make
because it was.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe I got on your email somehow as a newbie or something. I'm not sure, but I thought I only had the one where I registered to your site.
Okay.
So should I go? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, and then I'll send you an email with the one for the Builderall people.
That sounds great. Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward. I'm gonna this weekend try to jumpstart everything and register as an affiliate and all of that. And yeah, so all right, with you, I mean. Okay, thanks.
All right, you're welcome. All right, guys. As always, it was so much fun. I love Friday Q&A. I feel kind of bad for like cutting it short, but it's like last week I actually missed a meeting, which that makes me feel really bad. So
Canva tutorials. Where would you go to learn more about Canva?
oh man, there's so much training. I do have some training in the e-learning.
Outside tutorial, I would just
Yeah, I would say just go to YouTube and look for Canva stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I mean, Canva is used by so many people. There's tons of tutorials about that.
Don't work too hard this weekend.
Thank you,
Oh my
Bridget.
gosh, I'm going to. I actually have a project for a very popular political figure that is a 10-page website that I need to get done in 2 days.
You can do it.
Thank
Wow,
you.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have a
it's
good one.
huge. All right.
Thank you.
Have an amazing weekend and be on the lookout for my emails because I'm sending proposals like it's nobody's business. There's
Take care.
more than work to go around.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Bridget.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too.
You too. Thanks.